Let's move to Perth last night. I mean, I know that the blockbuster was at the MCG. There's also a little election going on at this time. But Melbourne had a really important win against West Coast. They travelled there. They were down by 6 points at half-time. Max Gawn inspired them to a 32-point win. What a performance it was from Max Gawn, Herdy.
Yeah, it was, and he just continues to deliver. I mean, he's the ruckman of the, I suppose, of the era. You know, probably just shading Cox as the ruckman. But Melbourne did what they need to do, but they've again got a massive month ahead of them, and that'll define their finals chances as well.
And the man who's usually at his feet, Clayton Oliver, he was talk of the town over the weekend. Yeah,
Clayton Oliver's entirely invested in Melbourne. And he loves playing for Melbourne. He's got nothing against the players, the coaches, the club and whatsoever. But my understanding is he does want a fresh start again at the end of the year. And this conversation will happen at the end of the season, as it has done the last 2 seasons. And then it will be up to Melbourne how they deal with it. Do they keep Clayton Oliver to his contract? Because it's nothing against the Demons why he'd want to go. It's just a change of environment, a change of scenery, which he'd prefer to be, which is Geelong or somewhere else, we're not sure. He wanted Geelong last year, we know that. He's on $1.5 to $1.7 million a year, and he's contracted until 2030. So I don't see how Melbourne can offload him, even if they wanted to, and not pay some of this salary. And I can't see them wanting to do that either. So they all might just be snookered and might say, Clary, you've got to stay. Keep playing as good a football as you can.
You look at his game, he's got fit again. Like, he wasn't fit last year. He's definitely fit. He's definitely running it out. But I still think the way he uses the ball, if he wants to get back to a top 5 player in the AFL, he's got to use the ball better, Jimmy. That, to me, is the criticism on Clayton. Why wouldn't you stay? Work on that. You talk about environment, want better, but it's up to the player to make themselves. He's got the ability to be a top 5 player again, but if he doesn't get his ball use right, he won't.
Yeah, he was 4-time best and fairest All-Australian. You just don't lose that completely, but it's a confidence thing. He is a little bit lost of confidence. When he is at his best, his clearance, but he actually takes the first tackler on. I think that's just lost a little bit. So once that starts to come back to you, you watch the confidence grow. But I admire Melbourne and Clayton over the weekend taking the mature approach and just owned it. And so hopefully we see him back out there playing the Clayton Oliver football that we're used to, when he was a 4-time best and fairest winner.
Yeah, they're very open. Sorry.
And I reckon he'd earned respect if he stayed at Melbourne, worked on his game and got himself back to that top 5.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and I think they'd love him to get back to that point as well. It was like a well-being break. I think they expect him to play this week. And there was a very mature response from the club and the player late last week when they left him out of that trip to Perth. Jake Melksham will be available to play next week against the Hawks. He pushed McGovern into this contest. McGovern was concussed, but his eyes were on the ball, according to the AFL. He took the mark and he's free to play.
But it's still a push. It's still a free kick. This is, to me, I don't...
It was given a free kick.
Why aren't they giving the free kicks?
Well, let's go through some other examples we've seen so far. Only over the last week or two. This is Disco Turner on Oscar Allen. No free kick there, despite clearly a push. I mean, this happens all weekend, gents, and the umpires, for whatever reason, aren't picking it up. Dersma on Goldstein, the same.
Are they not in position? Like, is it...
There's 4 umpires, Jimmy.
I'm not defending it. I'm just asking the question. Are they not in position to see it?
Dempsey on Crisp. I mean, how does an umpire miss that push? And by the way, it doesn't have to be a push in the back. It's just an unduly push.
I was going to say, the thing that the umpires will say there is they'll push slightly in the side. It's not purely in the back. So what you're saying is you aren't allowed to push the side?
I read the laws of the game today. It's an unduly push. It doesn't mention in the back in marking.
So that last one with Iden, if Iden goes off concussed, is Hayward missing weeks?
Well, I think
is that back to the outcome instead of the action?
Jimmy, I think we've all used your line. If someone gets concussed, just suspend them.
I'm talking about the umpiring here, though. Like, why they're not paying these pushes?
Well, you and Eddie Maguire, I think need to have a bit of time together because Eddie is red hot on it.
I'm spending a lot of time with Eddie. I'm enjoying it. I just don't get why they're just refusing to pay those free kicks.